thank you very much, everybody. I really, really appreciate this evening. I appreciate everybody being here tonight. I appreciate everything everybody has done here for me over so many years in the past. I particularly appreciate everyone in the district attorney's office who always made my career an enjoyable one here. And I must say I've been trying not to single out anybody in my comments because there's so many people that deserve to be singled out. But I have to single out Dan. Dan told you that he came to our office in 1987. He came to our office on April 24th, 1987. And I met Dan his first day in the office, and I've been so impressed and overwhelmed by everything he's done ever since. Dan, I consider my best friend, my colleague, my mentor who taught me a lot. I always knew in the office if I didn't know an answer, I could turn to Dan, and if the rare times that he didn't know the answer, he found it out. There's nobody I know that's ever worked harder than Dan, and I learned so much just observing him every day. And when I tell people what the best part of my job has been, it was working with Dan on a day-to-day for years. And that, without a doubt, has been the best part of my job. And so many people in the office has become family to me. That's why when my boys were born, I named Dan, and he accepted to be the godfather of my son Joseph. And I'm also happy to say Frances Ann DiPietro is here today, a former ADA, and I named her to be the godmother of my son Joseph. And my boys used, as Dan said, 2 cribs from Steve LaMagna, which I appreciate, and the pool and other equipment from Kevin Higgins and Jeannie Clavin, and just everything that people in the office have done for me. Just really can't be put into words. And I know if I tried to single out everybody, I'd be leaving out people, and I really don't want to do that. But I must say, when I first looked for a job after school, I had a lot of difficulty finding employment. To give you just a very brief background, I had gotten my bachelor's degree from Cornell and a master's degree from Cornell and a master's degree from Columbia University, and no one would hire me. I looked for a job for a year. I sent out, excuse me, I sent out more than 200 resumes, and no one would hire me. Everybody thought I was just too disabled to work. In fact, I was even denied employment when I offered to volunteer my services. Nobody would even take me as a volunteer until Henry Viscardi did. And Henry Viscardi gave me my start, and I worked there for a couple of years, and that gave me the self-confidence to leave that organization and to go to law school. And I was just reading last night, you heard that I wrote a book, and I'm so happy to say the publisher of that book, Steve Eric, is right here sitting at the table with me. Steve agreed to publish my book when I couldn't find another publisher. And I really appreciate that, Steve, and all the hard work you did, and your wife being here today as well, to helping me get that book told, my story told. And I've been trying, after my book was published, to do an audio version of my book. So last night, with my son Timothy's help, I was trying to dictate some of the chapters of my book. And the chapters I were up to were when I went to law school, and when I started work at the district attorney's office. And in reading it, I was feeling overwhelmed and anxious, just at the feelings I had back then, because everything just seemed so overwhelming to me. How could I possibly go through law school, be a lawyer, and eventually work at the district attorney's office? And thanks to my brother's suggestion, I did an internship here in 1981. 43 years ago. And like many of the interns we've had at the office, I fell in love with the place. I mean, I saw the district attorney's office as without question the place I wanted to spend my career. I knew I wanted to devote my life to helping others and to contribute to public service, and the district attorney's office seemed like the perfect place to do. But I have to add that when I was applying for a job in 1981, I didn't know of another person with my physical limitations working as a trial attorney. And I certainly didn't know anyone with my physical limitations working as an assistant district attorney. But I applied for a job with this office, and Dennis Dillon, who was a very progressive, forward-thinking district attorney, who was self-confident enough to give me the opportunity to show what I could do. Dennis seemed to know that when I went to court, a jury was not going to base its verdict on my inability to walk, but rather on my skill and competence as an attorney. And thanks to the training I received here, and the guidance from supervisors here, and the camaraderie and help from my DAs here, fellow ADAs, and the overwhelming support I got on a daily basis from the support staff here, and I do have to single out Trina Nocerino, my paralegal, and Sue Ziegler, the county court head secretary at the time, for the help they gave me on a daily basis, that I became a competent attorney. And it meant a great deal to me. It increased my feelings of self-worth and my feelings of self-esteem. And what topped it off was that Dennis Dillon appreciated what I was doing, so much so that he promoted me a number of times and eventually made me a deputy bureau chief, where I was helping supervise other ADAs. And to me, the fact that he had that confidence in my judgment meant a tremendous amount to me. And I continue to work for 4 other district attorneys: Kathleen Rice, Madeline Singus, Joyce Smith, and most recently Ann Donnelly. And they kept me in that position as a deputy bureau chief. And I really, really appreciate the confidence they placed in me as well. I can't thank everyone enough for the difference they've made in my life in allowing me to have such a career that I was so proud every day to be able to go to court and say that I represented the people of Nassau County as an assistant district attorney. There's no better job in the world and no better office to work for than this office as a district attorney's. I might say that as a result of working in this office, it enabled me to have self-confidence to go out and meet my wife, Anna, and convince her to marry me. And, you know, there's been a lot of articles written about me over the years, and one of them was in the Cornell Alumni News, Cornell Alumni Magazine, about 15 years ago, where they put a picture of me on the cover with my 3 sons, and they titled it, "Life is Beautiful." And ever since I met my wife, Anna, I can truly say, my life is beautiful. And as Dan said, it got even better, because thanks to Anna, we had 3 incredible sons, Joseph, James, and Timothy, who make me proud every day, who've all just finished their first year of college. And there's no words that can describe the joy they bring to my life. I may just add a short note that Dan told you a bit about my stay in the office. And he told you that I spent 3 days in traffic court before I was promoted. And if those of you that have read my book will know, I was promoted because the elevator was broken. I got my first promotion. Well, just keep that amongst yourselves. But I want to thank you all again for everything you've done here in this event, for coming here, for those that helped put it together, and for Dan Mooney, for everything you've done, not just tonight, but over the so many years you've helped me in so many ways. So thank you, everyone. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you. Extremely kind words, and I'd like to thank all of you for coming this evening. We'll do another. Yes.
Would you like a picture with him? All right.
Some kind of, no, but sometimes you have like
organized crime detective in the office.
Right, but in addition to that, you're still taking pictures.
Well, they're starting to deputize me a lot. They don't have a photographer.
Yeah.
So now I get called on. So that's why.
Are you working
So
at...
Dave Looney said, come to you to bring the camera.
Are you in the West Street office?
No. I'm in the organized crime for 272 upstairs.
Upstairs, okay.
I had an office, so I didn't have to move.
Oh, okay.
I got flooded out the year before. Yes.
All right. Well, yes, Ken. You went first day every time.
Living legend. I was there when his first day.
Really?
I did 34 years with the National County Police Department. In my 23rd year in PA. So you think all around 1968. Here, 21 years.
You started for routine?
That's why I got first. I never stopped.
You know better just yeah, one thing like this. That's a memo of infraction. But if you're an attorney,
And I bet you was a cop.
and that's what it was. If you meant to be like
Same number?
we just that was the marriage, and that's how we lost it.
They're still fighting, he's forgiving up.
That's right.
No, well, I know that here, yeah.
Really?
It's like it's the same thing, it's just a different. I didn't have it twice.
Thank you, John.
I thought he was going to cry there for a second. I thought he was close to crying. They did it for him. Here we go.
I remember when we saw the O.J. Simpson. We were